Hi Intune friends, in today's video we're going to package something called FileZilla, an FTP client. Maybe not everyone uses that every day. What's so special about this software is that you can only get it from their download page. They don't want you to script it or automate it, so you unfortunately have to download it manually. I'm going to show you what I mean. So if we go cmd.exe, I have a full series about how you will master WinGet. That's one of my favorite tools, and you should definitely know that tool. But if we do WinGet here and do a search on FileZilla, we're not going to find anything. Well, we're probably going to find stuff, but we're not going to find FileZilla. Well, actually didn't find. Just for you never seen WinGet, if we do Mozilla, we're going to find Firefox and a lot of stuff. All this software, and if we search anything, Zoom, we're going to find. So WinGet have the software you need, but FileZilla doesn't allow anyone else to host their files. So, and for WinGet, actually that wouldn't be needed. That would be fine if you get it from FileZilla's server, but they don't want that. So WinGet, we can't use it. We can't do a script to try to scrape the, well, we can try, but they are blocking it, the FileZilla. So we really need to package it. We're going to package for Windows, so we need to get the install files. So let's open a browser. Let's go to Google. Let's search for download FileZilla. And we get here to download. Perfect. If I hover over here, I see in the name it says sponsored or something, so don't want that. Yeah, it's hot day ahead here, 80 Fahrenheit. No worries. I love hot weather. Being born in Sweden, you gotta love when it's hot. It used to snow. Here. So, I mean, no, don't install 32-bit unless you have a really good reason. And here's the Intel one, but let's start with the Windows. We don't want the zip file, we want the exe file. So let's click here and download. I don't know if I have cleaned my download folder. Nope. I have two files from last video. I'm going to delete them. And I'm probably going to see this one in the next video after this one, right? So this is the file we want. Actually, I'm going to cut this one. And let's start to create our package repository. So I have a lot of videos about that too. So Intune packages, here's where I create all mine. So we can do Shift Control N to create the folder. Let's call this one FileZilla, and I forgot the version number, but x64, we can rename it. So let's go in here. Let's create two more folders. We can do one here with new folder, and we called it output. That's going to be where the Intune Win file goes. And we need one for the source files. We can right click here, do a new folder, and we call this one source. And it's source who's going to be the files that the client's going to download. All the rest is just helpful for that. So the source is where we put the files. When we have all the files working, we're going to create an Intune Win file in the output, and it's actually that file we're going to upload to Intune. Okay, anyhow, I paste the file that we have. So pasting this one, we still need to script to install it. Let's do a PowerShell script for that. So we can open PowerShell ISE. It's not the best tool. I use that for my videos. I guess Visual Studio Code would be better, but this is already on the machine. So we open up. And here we have an untitled one. We can already now save it, and we want it in the source folder. So for me, that's this PC, C, and I have these Intune packages where I put all mine. And here we have FileZilla. Yeah, I need to change the version number 3.69.1. Okay, but we can change that a bit later. So in the source, here we're going to have the install file. Let's call this one install FileZilla. That would be enough, but let's put the version number 3.69.1x64. Let's call it PS1. There is no PS2, or it's not PlayStation, by the way, it's PowerShell. And they probably wanted Microsoft that it was PS1 and when they had the PowerShell version 2 PS2, but finally they kept PS1 for all. So here we have our file. It's totally empty. So we can put some, let me see if I can change the size of this one. I should know that. Option. Oh, changed a bit. I don't remember it looking like this. But okay, let's just pump up the font size to 16. Perfect. And we can full screen this one. So we put the hashtag just for some comments. I like to have 3 lines. The first one to tell what it is. Install FileZilla. Was it 3.69? Oh, 69.1 x64. I don't think we mentioned Windows. We can do author. I'm going to put myself here. And I think date is interesting to know how recent. Today here, oh, we're actually 21st June 2025. Okay, so let's start to variables. So far, these are just comments. They don't do anything. Variables, we need something to reach this install file. So we don't know where this file's gonna end up on the machine. So maybe it's gonna be under the C Windows cache or something where it's gonna run. So we don't know the full path. We can't say the full path is C:/ maybe someone have installed on D:/ or something. So we must have a variable who look for where this script runs, then call this. So if this script install FileZilla runs from C:/temp, then take that path and just add this one. So to do that, I have a new way. So if you follow my videos, it's going to be a bit different, but actually easier to understand. There is a command called -join path, and oh, thanks, it give some suggestions. So we're going to do, oh, I wanted that first one, path. So we're going to join path. That means we're going to add one path and another one and join that together. And the first one going to be where this script, the install-FileZilla runs from, and it exists a built-in variable in PowerShell, so you don't have to create it, called $. All variables start with $PSScriptRoot. So this variable gonna translate to whatever path this script runs from. So in my case, it's gonna translate to this C Intune packages FileZilla X, and I'm gonna rename this one when running. So as long as these two files are together, this one always gonna find this one. Well, this is gonna join this path with what? Well, we're gonna have a child path. Well, let's take, I don't know if you need quotation, I think so. We're going to do it. We're going to take this file name. So we're going to take the path, which is this one, and then add the file name. So so it's going to be exactly this. But first, of course, I need to copy this one first. Oh, I don't need the backslash, but I'm going to delete it while pasting here. So I do Control V, paste it in, and remove this one. So it's going to take I'm repeating myself, but this is good stuff. It's going to take the path where the install FileZilla.ps1, oh, I'm not showing the extension here, but it's the ps.1, and take wherever path this is, which is this one up here, C in Intune packages, source, and then add this file here. So this by itself, I said this is variables. I don't see any variable. Well, I see this variable, but we're going to assign. So whatever this going to run, the output of this, we want to add to variable. And I can't really run it right now because I must run it as a file and not from within here. Because the PSScriptRoot is where the file is saved. Well, we actually created the file. Let me see if this works. I doubt so. Oh, it does work. It's when it's, if you have untitled, if you didn't save, then this doesn't work. So this part here, this part here it doesn't show so good on the screen maybe, is the PS script root, that's the path. Then we join that together with the child path, which is this file here. So now we want this as a variable. Why? Because we're gonna, later when we install it, we're gonna call this file. Okay, so we create our own variable. I prefix mine with GBN. You should not do that because that's my own company. So JBNInstallFile. And then we put equal. So now, if we would run this again, I'll clear host. Could put CLS, but clear host is the full command in PowerShell. If I now run this, you're going to see nothing. I want to save it. Yes, I forgot that. Well, you see this here, but because here's the variable. So if we select only the variable and run this one here, we could press F8, then it's run only this. So we're going to see what value does this one have. Well, this one have that as value, and that's what we want. If I move this script, maybe I should do that. I think you get the point, right? If I would move this to another folder than this one, well, guess what? We would see that as the PS script root. Let's hope that, I think I forced a bit on this point, but I think it's important. Okay, so now we have the file. Now we need to know if we call this file, what parameter are we going to make it silent? Because if we just call this one, it's not going to be silent. And it has to be silent because Intune going to run this and there's not going to be any user to click next. So we can still start installation, but if we just call the file, that's not going to be enough. But we start that way. Install FileZilla. So we do start process and FilePath. Well, we know the FilePath. It's this one here. But if I copy this C Intune packages and on your machine or in your company, you don't have that. It's going to fail. So we take this variable who always going to find where that file is. So we copy this one and say run this file, and this variable is going to translate to the path where the file is. And then there's going to be some argument list. For now, we don't add any argument, but if we don't add any argument, that means, switches to make it silent. It's going to start to run the wizard, and we definitely don't want that. I do a clear host again. Let's run this. Yes, I forgot to save again. Oh, I have done something bad here. Let's see. Oh, the argument list can't be. You know what? I cut that one out for now. We just run this one, and now I'm going to save. Let's run this, and I do CLS this time. Why is CLS and clear host both working? Well, it's because the real command is clear host, but there's an alias for CLS. If we do alias CLS, you will see if someone types CLS, translate that to clear host. Same reason why I can put CD. It's actually set location. If I do alias CD, you see when you type CD in PowerShell, it changed that to set location. That was a side note. What were we going to do? Oh, we're going to run this one now and see that it's just going to run and say, hey, I agree. We don't want people to click agree and everything. So we are close, but we need some parameters. And that's why I wanted this argument list. And I happen to know what it's going to be, but let's pretend we didn't know. So I think there are some documentation here for installation. Do they have a search on their page? They don't. I would nearly want to go back to Google and search this. There should be. Do they have a search? They don't have a search. There should be a. Let me search here. Silent. Nope. Let's do installation then. Installation. Perfect. I'm not okay here. Windows fine. Linux yes. Mac OS X. No, no, no. It's written a lowercase m, AC, and capital OS altogether. This is no, no, no. Anyhow, here's probably going to say where possible. Install for me. Shouldn't there be a silent something? Silent? No. Okay, we can take the install switches. Installing on Windows. Possible confirmation. Install for me. All shows install location. Wow. I will go install here. No, we don't want to do that. We want the silent switches. I could have sworn that I've seen that before. You know what? I'll surrender and go back to Google, and there are better. I mean, ChatGPT would know this, or Perplexity, or anything either. Also, right? FileZilla silent install. I feel I'm coming back to the same page. No, well, similar one. Yes. So we want this one here, /S, capital S, very important. So we're going to put that here in our argument here, /S. We can go back on this page. There is this disable CRC check, circle redundancy check or something. Why it's a C check. That's it's to check if the file is corrupted. And if you know it's working, you can disable it. But no, I think that's... Oh, that's remind me something that I would like to do on this file. Since this is downloaded from internet, I usually like to go here and go properties and uncheck that it's downloaded by internet. Okay, we didn't need that. Sometimes you have a checkbox. Okay, forget that I said anything. Let's go back to the options. We definitely want it to all users. You could install somewhere else. I'm fine to have it in program files. So for now, /S, I thought all users was default, because current user, that means it doesn't go into program files. That means it goes into the user's profile, which is great if they are not local admin. I was thinking we would install for the system. So yeah, I want that. So let's do, I'm not sure that one is needed. I don't think the order matters. Did they say you must put use in conjunction with the S option? Sets install to install for all user or the current. Okay, they work together. The order shouldn't matter. So we got our switches. I think we can run it here and verify that it works. I think our script is done. I do a CLS again, like it clean. Let's save this one with a Control S, and I think we're going to run this one with an F5, or I'm going to click here. So it's going to create the variable where the file is. It's the 10th time I say that. Then it's going to start the process, say which process. Well, I have the path for you. It's this one here. Okay, you're going to run this file. Well, yeah, but still give this arguments S. That it's going to be silent. Is that a capital S? Yeah, a small one looks like that. Everything is so large with the font. And install for all users. Let's kick this off and see if it works. Oh, did I not save? Well, I did, but I probably did something. So now it's running. Very silent. I don't see anything. I hope it didn't fail. See if it's getting there. FileZilla. This, I don't think it's my real app. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, it seems like it's installed. And I didn't install it before. However, there are some settings maybe you want to change after, but I would not put that in. I would not put that in the installation here. Before I used to put some registry key config. I prefer to have the package, only install the software, and then you have policies later if you want to change something. Okay, so we have install script, and let me see. I want to uninstall on my machine, so I do it the GUI way. Should maybe add an uninstallation. Okay, let's not do it the GUI way. Let's do an uninstallation. It's going to be a long long film. If you don't care about that, fast forward. So to find out how to uninstall, we can either go in the register key, or we can actually go back here to Google, right? There should be something for that also. FileZilla silent uninstall. Oh, people have a problem. Or see if it works for us. Silent unattended. Oh, there is one. Oh, perfect. This is what I like. But this is for 32-bit. We should have 64-bit. Let me just verify that. So if we go see program files, I see FileZilla here. There is an uninstaller. Yes. Okay, nice. Then we just call this one, and it looks like it was just a capital S for silent. Yeah. Install and restart the machine. I don't want to do that. Let's hope. When was this posted? 8 years ago. There probably been some improvements since 8 years, but the uninstaller is probably the same. So I'm gonna go a bit lazy here, because uninstallation, I'm not so excited about those. So this is the one for uninstallation. So just quick click. I'm gonna do a Control N to create a new tab here. Save this one directly. Take the same one as this one. Well, actually no, because we don't need version number, since uninstallation works for any version. So let's remove the version here. Put uninstall. Save it. I start to feel this video is going to be too long if I put too much emphasis on this one. Let's just do a start process. What should we start? Well, we can do FilePath, which is not actually needed, and we Control X this one. Put in quotation, very important. If we don't put in quotation, it's going to cut here at each space. Then we have again argument list, and it's just going to be this one, capital S. Okay, I just going to run this one and see if this uninstalls FileZilla. If it does, I mean, normally I put a comment and everything, but you get the drill here. Let's see if this one works. It's very silent. I like that though. It's not so good for the video maybe. I have feeling FileZilla is already gone. Yeah, so that works perfect. Okay, it didn't take so long time. You know what? I'll still take, I want this correct. I'll put a comment, but I copy and just say uninstall here. 64-bit, yes. And we just change to uninstall. Okay, there we go. A few things I want to do right now. Since we created this in PowerShell ISE, these have been encoded with something called UTF-BOM. I mentioned that probably in every video I have. We want them in only UTF. If not, Intune's not going to give some garbage character. So Intune packages, FileZilla. Let's go source. Let's open these guys in Notepad++. And this is the uninstall. You just go encoding, change from UTF-8 boom to UTF-8, save it, and we're good. Doing the same for this one, UTF, good. Close this. And yeah, I'm going to close this one too. Might come back to that. But I see I wanted to rename this folder here. So I'll press F2. And let's put 3.69.1 is the version number. FileZilla. Okay, cool. Now this one looks better. We have the source. We have an uninstall script. We have install script. We have the actual installer. Now we are ready to put this to the output. We also want a logo for company portal if we put it there. Maybe not this one. I'll go google.com again. FileZilla logo PNG, transparent maybe, but oh, FileZilla logo SV. This one looks fine too. but Wikipedia, that looks nice. Does it look like a stamp? I don't care that much. Save image as, it's an SVG. Let me go there. Usually you can download as another. Download. Oh, I don't want to lose too much time on this. Okay, maybe I don't go here then. Let's take, this one says a PNG. I search on the PNG. Oh, I like this one though. Okay, yeah, let's see if I can just save as a PNG. I'm fine. PNG, perfect. So here, Intune packages, FileZilla, and this is not in the source or output. This one we upload on the side. I'll call it icon FileZilla, and we save it. The size, yeah, not the best image, but works for me for the video. Okay, we now need to transform this into an Intune Win file. We need the tool. Well, we can stay here. Win32 app packaging tool. See if it takes us to the old one or the new one. It's in GitHub. Click here. Yes. Maybe. Packaging tool. Yes. Nope. Deprecated. I always arrive. Can't Google get you to the right one? Oh, it's because I call it the app package. It's a content prep tool. Usually I download this one once and then I reuse for other packages. This is the file we want. So just gonna see, nothing new, the framework. Okay, we are good. So we want this file. Yes. That's the one we want. I mean, we could download the whole one, the full one. I downloaded as a zip. We just want one file. Where did my icon go? Did I? No, yeah, I saved it directly. I thought I was going to find it in my download folder. Let's extract the zip file, but it's only one file we actually want. It's this one. You have a nice PDF who's bigger than the whole application itself. A nice README in the Markdown format, but we take this one. Cut. Yeah, Markdown. This README, it's what you're written here. This is written in the Markdown format that GitHub like. Okay, not important. I can stay in the same using tab. So if we now go source, we are nearly there. Yep. So if we paste here, yes, we have the Intune Win app util. And I would like to show file extension. Options right. And view. We can show hidden for known types here. So now source. Okay, there are files here. Okay, Intune. We want to run this one. We could run it just like this, but for video purpose, I think it's better to show it in the terminal, or CMD works for this time, because when this one is finished, it's closed everything, and it could be nice to see what it's doing, right? If it succeeds or something. No. Intune packages, yes. And FileZilla, yes, here. So if I do dir here, you see we have the Intune Win app util. So I just put in and the tab, and I'm going to run this. This is going to ask for, you know what, I'm going to Control C. It's too messy. Clear it. Now I run it. It's going to ask for 4 things. Where's the source folder? Well, it's this one. And I can do Control Shift copy, and we paste in the path. So you see here, it's the whole path where the files are. Then it's gonna, the second question, I haven't hit enter yet. It's gonna specify setup file. Not that important. I mean, I'm gonna take this file. You just need to specify one file that is in this directory. So I'm gonna do a fake rename, F2. Up there, F2, Control A, Control C. And then I'm going to paste in that. Where it's going to do output folder. Didn't we name one output? Yes, this one here. So I'm just going to take whatever is here, Control C, and paste here. And the last question, specify catalog folder. That's only for Windows S, which is totally gone. So I never said yes on this one. Now it's going to create it. And this is why I like to run it from command prompt, because when I reach 100 here, it's just close it. Now we get to see success, generate detection. Okay, so we'll see. I mean, 12 meg. That sounds reasonable, since probably the executable is around 12. I mean, it's not going to compress it, especially if these were large. It's only text. So we have everything now. Let's go to the Intune portal. So you know that one, intune.microsoft.com, or my favorite one, it's the aka.ms for the island Montserrat, and it's IN for Intune. That should take us to the same place. And you might have noticed since a long time now that it's a new logo for Intune. And we're actually going to see a new thing that's, well, it's new from 6 June 2025. So if you see this video a lot later, it's not going to feel so new, but it's a new thing in Win32 app. So we go to apps. I like to go Windows. You get less options when you click create. And you see we have done all this one we have done in videos. So we have done quite a few packages. So app type, again, Win32 app, the favorite one. We click select. And now we need to select the file. And where is it? Well, it's in our output folder, right? So I have to go back to my root where I have all my packages, Intune packages, and FileZilla. And there we have the output folder. And here's the Intune Win file. That's the one. And it's not going to upload until the end of this wizard here. So why not call it FileZilla? Here is the description that you see in company portal. I can call it a JBN approved secure FTP client. That was people see. Publisher name. Those are tricky. I'll call it FileZilla. It's going to be FileZilla. So yeah, you need to put something. Here version 3.69.1. Category, I would say this is productivity, but who knows? You can create your own category. Featured app in company portal, no. That means it's going to be a bit highlighted. Could add a lot more information here. I like to add the notes. So basically who package it. I put myself. So if someone else in my company is like, this package looks strange, well, reach out. Is it old? Well, we're going to say 24th June 2025. So in 2027, we'll look at this. Why do we have such old one? We can delete this one. Here comes the image that I spent way too much time to find. And that one we put here. The small one. That's you. I like it in the admin console, but this one becomes visible in the company portal. I think you all know what company portal is, but if you don't, I just quickly open it. It's the self-service. Let's see if so it would show up here. And if we had checked show this featured app, then it would be more visible here, even after when it's recent published. Okay, so that's why this icon is, yeah, it's good stuff. Install command here. Oh, I see we have some we could reuse, but I'm going to retype it. So we call PowerShell exe, and you know there are these execution policies, policy, and we're going to use bypass. That means for just this time, bypass whatever. If it's restricted, you can't run PowerShell. Well, we bypass. Then what we're going to run a file, and we do dot backslash because we're going to run a file in the root here. So we're going to run in the source because that's the base now, the source. I'm going to do an F2, Control A, Control C, a fake rename. and go back to the wizard, put here. The uninstallation gonna be so similar, so I'm gonna copy this part here. And of course, any typo here makes we're gonna fail. So PowerShell.exe dash execution policy bypass dash file. Yeah, looks good to me. And source again, I'm just gonna take this one, F2, Control A, Control C, and put that one there. I thought the installation was pretty quick. I think 60 minutes is too much. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but I'll put 20. If there's a problem, I prefer timeout after 20 minutes. Available for uninstall? Well, we took the job to do that, so sure. Install behavior, imported system. If we would change this to user and the user is a local admin, it's going to fail. Why? Because we know that it was trying to install into C program files, and here you have to be admin to copy anything. So we want to run it as system. Anyway, our script, we added the switch all users, so it must be. But if you want to install for user, you change a bit my script there. You don't add what was it, all user switch, and you keep the rest, the capital /S, and you change to user, and it's going to install per user, which is totally fine. I'm a bit old-fashioned maybe. I like the program files, easier to see where all the files are, and if the user leave the company and someone else log in on the machine, well, you're going to have the old app in the user's profile, and you can't really update it. Anyhow, device start, well, don't restart. We definitely don't want any restart. These return codes, I have a lot of videos going through each of these requirements. This is the new stuff since I think 6th June or 7th June. You can specify, and I'm actually going to do that, not really needed. You're going to get 3 options. And do we want to install on 32-bit? That would be stupid since we have downloaded 64-bit installer. It's going to fail. Okay. Or install on an Intel 64-bit? Absolutely. On an ARM 64, well, it's not going to work, so please don't do that. Minimum operating system, well, it's 23H2, which feels very old now. I'll put that. I mean, you could, I mean, there is no problem you allow Windows 10, who's going out of support very, very soon now. If you have Windows 10, leave it. Windows 12 might come this year, or not. It could be the year after. Anyhow, in my company, I don't allow any old machines. Disk space, you don't have to specify that. Let's do that still. Installed apps, I uninstall FileZilla. Doesn't matter, it's not that important. If it's a big app, it's gonna look if it has, if we say like, hey, it's in megabyte, this one take 2 gigabyte, and free disk space on this machine is only 1 gigabyte. Intune's going to say, well, we're not even going to try to install. You don't have enough space. But FileZilla isn't that big. Detection rule. My absolute favorite, well, custom scripts are cool, but manual. And I nearly always do. So here we have 3 types. We have MSI, which I don't like any longer. Registry is okay, but the best one is file. So the path. Well, it looks like I will have to install it now. So I will have to rerun the script. I should not have closed the PowerShell IC. I closed it because I was afraid that when I renamed the folder, if the file was open, it would not. It have history, right? Yeah, install. It takes. Oh, because I renamed it. Ha! It doesn't find it now. I renamed the path. We're gonna find it. C, Intune packages, FileZilla, source. I want to open both because I actually want to uninstall it later so we can use the same machine to install it. So we're going to see if this script is still working. Silent mode, but here we see FileZilla. And we need to find something that after it's installed, how can Intune know it's a success? Well, if it finds this file in this location, and be careful, I'm a bit lazy, you shouldn't write program files because different countries, like in Sweden, it's not called program files, programfiler in Norwegian and a lot of languages. So If you know you only have English, which I'm so used to, then you can do this. If not, we should use the variable. I'm probably going to use that starting next video then. So here, this is the path. We don't need quotation here. It seems it understands the space here. Intune takes that care for us. We have, let's check this file. So if this file exists, copy for no typos. If this file exists, at least we know FileZilla is installed. But do we know it's the right version installed? Nope. So let's look for version also. Let's see that it's greater or equal. So if they have a newer version than ours, fine. But if not, we want to install, we want to upgrade, we want this package to run. So what version is it? Well, hopefully it's something similar 3.69.1, but it can be different. So well, it's going to start like that. But if we look at details here, yeah, it seems to be 0 at the end, which I think is fine to leave out. But let's put that. So 3.69.1.0. If it is equal to this file version in this location or greater, fine. This one's going to say success. If it's lower version installed, well, it's going to run this package perfect because I want this latest version. Now we are finished. We are half, but we are finished. So we don't have any dependencies. No supersedence. We don't use scope tags. You can add if you have. Assignment. That's the last part. Well, to make it visible, I'm going to add it to all Windows machines available. So required means it's just going to install our package, no question asked. Available means that people can get it from our friend here, company portal. So let's add that. I mean, we could add all user, all device, but let's add, oh, I have here all my Windows devices. So all my Windows devices have permission to run this. And I think show all toast notification is fine for this one. If you do it required, I would recommend to hide this one because you may just want it to install. You don't want users to see a pop-up. You just silently want to update. But if it's in company portal, I think it's nice people see something's happening. So we are good. And remember, it hasn't uploaded our Intune Win file, the 12 megabytes. You can review. It looks good. Let's create. And now it starts to upload it. So here, application created. Now it's uploading. Yeah, a little less than 12. And it's done. So if I go properties here, yeah, we have the blue edit. So does it look good here? I mean, here is where I would put my money most if something goes wrong because, you know, execution policy isn't that easy to spell. It could be a space missing here or something. So yeah, looks good. I'm hesitating to, and we have the uninstaller. Let's test this, but it's going to need to sync, which by the way, we can do from company portal. It's going to take some time. Did I uninstall FileZilla? I don't think I did, right? Nope, I still have FileZilla. Let me uninstall, then I can do all on the same machine, which in general isn't the best practice. It's better you have one machine for packaging and you deploy to another one. But I'm lazy, as you have noticed. Let's uninstall FileZilla with this script that we have. Yep, I see it's already gone, so this one works really well. I think we can close this one. Okay. Okay, after some sync, here it is, FileZilla. Did I put? Yeah, 2L. Verify. No FileZilla here. Well, here, search the web, but that's there's nothing here. It's not installed. Let's click on this one. Let's see how it goes. Version number, created today, productivity. Yeah, here's my description. Let's click install, see if it works. I mean, if it doesn't work, the video will be longer and we do some troubleshooting. I don't like this installing because that means downloading. It's actually not installing yet. Or maybe now it is. So Oh, recently added. Wow, that was fast. Even though it's not finished the script totally because it's not saying it's done yet. Ah, was installed successfully. So it's not totally uncommon that you see the app. Ah, it's installed and it says failed. If it failed, but for you it's like, well, it was working. It's nearly always the detection method because something's wrong here. So it's actually installed, but this is not becoming true. If this doesn't become true, then it's going to say fail. Wow, this was a very long video, but I like it because this is useful if someone wants FileZilla again. This is the way to go. So good luck with that. I really appreciate if you put a like to this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, do so. I do a lot of videos. Sometimes it doesn't always release, but I always release a video after a while, often around Intune or other stuff. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.